The Slender Man, also known as SlenderMan, is a supernatural creature with nebulously defined characteristics and abilities. Slender Man was first mentioned in Something Awful forums create paranormal images. He generally appears, in modern times, as a tall humanoid creature in a black or gray suit, red or black tie, and white shirt. His face is totally white, completely devoid of facial features. He has no hair, and generally has normal-looking bare hands, albeit with fingers longer and bonier than a typical human. Slender Man has been depicted in imagery and literature at anywhere between 6 and 15 feet tall, depending on the situation, though in video he is usually only around 6 to 7 feet tall. Because of his inexact nature, and differences between accounts, no one has yet determined what, exactly, the Slender Man is. Currently, there are two leading theories as to what the Slender Man may be, the Tulpa effect and quantum theory. The internet popularity of Slender Man has spawned a massive number of interconnected args, collectively known as the Slender Man mythos. Every generation creates its own monsters. Folktales tell of witches and worms in the woods. My TV-infused generation feared Jaws in lakes and Bloody Mary in the mirror. This generation gets its monsters from the internet. SlenderMan is a pure product of electronic media. He appears in places we rarely frequent, these days abandoned, crumbling halls, deep woods, a playground with the rickety steel jungle gyms. He is a suburban ghoul with his own history and his own methodology and, of late, he has become the object of controversy due to an attack in Wisconsin during which two girls stabbed another in order to appease Slenderman's dark needs. It was a horrible story and it underlies how little we understand about the psychology of a generation weaned on the internet and how images can morph from fiction to fact in the course of half a decade. Slenderman's origin is surprisingly clear. Unlike most urban legends, we can trace his provenance with absolute certainty. He was born on June 8, 2009, on a forum site frequented by Photoshop pranksters. He belongs to a guy in Florida named Eric Knudsen who has a young daughter and is surprised as much as anything that his demon hasn't yet been thrown onto the slag heap of forgotten memes. An entire history, an entire corpus, has grown up around him in a way that would have been impossible a decade ago. He is the first pure product of the internet, a demon spawned not out of a specific place but out of bits. Here's some of his story. Slenderman first appeared on the Something Awful forums under a thread titled Create Paranormal Images. One user, Slitterbyte, said you just know a couple of the good ones are going to eventually make it to paranormal websites and be used as genuine. He was right. The first image of Slenderman of a tall, out-of-focus figure, next to a tree, was accompanied by a bit of text that sounds like the dialogue from a badly translated horror game.